Let's talk about burst. And here, if you have camera, and you can just burst this at over here. Here I want to follow real value, so let me Google it. At what height do fireworks burst? So it says it burst at 60 meters or 150 meters. So let me use box over here. And here I'll just copy this and paste this over here by 2. So whatever is there, I haven't unpin it. Yeah. So if I don't use this, then it will be like this. Whatever I increase over here, it will be there. And I have to change this manually. So I can just link this. It will increase that. Here I can just start with 60, which is minimum range. And I can even increase this by 70 also. That's fine. It's up to you. So I'll just go with 70. Again, I'm mentioning you don't have to follow the same value or everything. Depends on your reference scale and how fast you want. So for now, I'm just following these things to explain you that we can follow some real value also and how we can implement this for here. I will template this. Okay, so it's going above that thing. So I need to kill this at this thing over here. Let me reduce this by 1. So it will delete right there. Let me just move this so I can see. Yep, I want 0.5. That will work. So I think I can use 1.5 also. Yep, 1.5 works well. And how do you burst it? But before that, let's add some gravity. So here we can use pop force, and I will just straight away go and minus because that's what gravity is. Let me just check now. I have to compare this now because it will change everything. Because whatever burst we have, it should follow the gravity, right? So that's why I have to add gravity now. Yep, so I have to increase it 1.5. That was, yep, it's correct. How do you burst this thing? So for that also we have to use pop replicate. And here you won't connect this. You will connect this as a reference because this is the mainstream we have. It will simulate this thing and it will use this as a reference. And I want to burst particles when it dies. So how we can find out that value when it dies? So for that, we have to again go to this geometry spreadsheet. So that's why it's very, very useful. So let's just search. Do we have anything related to death or something? So we have that attribute. So let's just filter out death and just study it. What is doing? Okay, so it's always 0. And why it's always 0? Because whenever particles dies, this value turns into 1, and that's not visible because particle is dead till then. To just visualize that, we can just turn this off. Rip particles means it will delete. So I don't want to delete particles. I want to keep them in the scene. So you can just check. So these are dead particles and I want to utilize them. In geometry spreadsheet, it's not visible from 0 to 1 because it's dead. But inside here, it's visible. And let me just show you that. So for now, I'll just disconnect this, and here I can just use group and I can just easily type that is equal to 1. And let's see the magic. It's working. That's what we want. And now let's quickly make some changes. Here we can just use 0, or we have another option is points where we don't have scale, so that is also we can use. And I don't want to use this now impulse because I have one frame only to emit things. In that case I will go with this. I want 100 points. Yep, so burst I need add inheritance. Let's just increase them. That's the magic. And here we have gravity also, and it's inheriting that value, and I don't want that much, so let's just use by 3. Yep, I can reduce this also. And here also I will add drag because drag is must. Okay, I want to kill particles, so here I can just use 1. Okay, so all of them are dying at same point, so that's not what I want. So I can just go here, copy, paste, divide by 2. So I will have some range over here. Yep, you can see some particles are dying sooner and some particles are later. So that's fine. And here also I'll just give it some life variance because here I want some longer life variance. So some should die quickly. And here also I'll just copy this. Oops. I'll copy this and paste over here. And it has slow down speed a lot, so I want less only. Maybe I can use 0.5. Just see, it's reduced a lot. I think 35 will be fine. Yep. Yeah, it's time to set a camera over here now. So let me, this is max range we have, set a camera. That's fine. Oh, I have to move my camera now. So to move my camera, I can just go here, lock, and move back. So I can just capture everything. Yep, cool. Let me turn on my trail. And here I want some life variation. Divided by 2. And you can just reduce particles count also 2000. That's fine. And here also we need trails. I'll just copy this same thing over here and paste. And let me just connect this. It's bus trail. I need same, and I can just change the color to red so I can see the difference. Here also I have to connect this additionally. Let's just check. Yep. Everything is working. And here you have noticed the count is too much, right? So I can just reduce count. 0.5 is fine. And here also I want 0.5. And let me reduce this variance. And here also I should reduce that. Yep. We have control over particles. Let's just check drag. And let me just increase that by 2 because I need to slow it down more. Yep. And let me unlock this camera. So I can avoid moving it again. That looks cool. I know it's a really simple example, but here we have learned a lot about how age works, how that attribute works, how to burst things over here. And here I'll just make some changes. So always just work on random things that all of them follow some different noise frequency, swell size. And let me just check the parameters one more time what I have changed. So that's fine. Here we are using this drag, pop force, this color. Let's just organize this. Let's go more crazy now. So here we know we have burst this thing, right? What I want to do over here, I want to burst extra this particle also, and not all of them. I want to use some ratio, where I can just select 50% particle, 30% particle. Let's use that. Yeah. And again, I'll just create everything, build everything from scratch, so you can just revision also. If I fast forward some part over here, so now you can understand one more time. Okay, so that's just burst, and I will use pop replicate again, and that is second burst. And whatever I'm naming over here, I will use them as a group later. So make sure you just name things clearly. Yep, let's just connect them. And this is my second burst, so I'll just keep it separate and connect this. Okay, so before that, here also I need to set a group. If I set a group over here, then I have to use all of them where I don't have any control. In that case, let me just disable it. I will use pop group to separate out those particles. And I have to keep that in our system. So if I check pop group, I have some parameters, and I will talk about main parameter only. So which is group name, which is second burst. So I want to create a group over here. And source group is that thing, dead. And here we cannot visualize anything, but here we have option to turn this on. So that's the chance. Currently set to 50%. Let me just play it. And let's just use that group. So here now connect these, and let me just copy this second burst group over here. And again I have to make some changes, so I can just keep everything same. I want to use point add over here. Let's just increase by 0.5. See, it's working. So it's currently using 50% and I don't want that much, so let me reduce it. Yep. Okay, I can reduce it even more. I want tiny, 1% only. Yep. See, you can see it here. You can see it over here. Maybe you can increase a little bit by 0.2. That's fine. Yep, it's working perfectly fine. And here also I want drag. So let me just use drag. Pop drag. So after that we can set some value over here, before drag it will be. So we know what we need to do. Air assist, just type clearly over here so we know fit. And I don't want that. Let me use half of that. Yep, now you can see. Here also I want to set life, point 1 by point 1, and I can set an impulse because that's not enough points. So let's use 100 points at once. So on each burst it will emit 100 points. See, now we have good quantity. And if you want, you can add additional burst also. It's up to you, but it's fine. I'll just stop right there. Yeah, but trailing is must. We have to add trailing. So we will use pop replicate again. I will reference it. I have to connect this. So I can just type second burst trail. Type very clear so you can understand after cache. Let me play it. Yep, that's working. Yep, so here I have to just reduce the life overall, and I can add some variance over here so you can just spread more. Yep, and on shape also I need to use point, so it will emit from the point. You can see. Oops, it's not reset yet. Yeah, that's happening because of the inheritance, so we have to use drag over here now. So I'll just use drag, and I want to use extra drag because you can see it's shooting a lot. Let's play. Yep, yep, beautiful. And I want noise also. Let's use pop force again. And here I can just use 5. What value I'm following over here? Point. Here I will use 0.75. Something difference. It's up to you. You can just follow same value on all of them, or you can have some randomization. And I want different color also, so I'll use pop color. If I use rainbow here, it's already set to NH. That's good thing. This doesn't work. I have to manually set this time I will use this green, different. Yep, that's all. Let's check from camera. And you can see we have multiple burst over here. That's, I don't want that, so I'll just reduce it. Next I will talk about particle post processing.